Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Empower You 2 podcast. Season 3. Super excited. I am your girl, Natasha Paris, your resident therapist, as well as your empowerment strategist. And I will be your guide as you journey through this episode, because what I want to do is give you something that will empower you, that will inspire you, that will motivate you to becoming the best version of yourself. Yes. And so with that said, I want you to do 3 things. I want you to go to your favorite platform and hit that 5-star button, because let me tell you, this episode that you're about to listen to is going to be fire. It's going to really support your growth and help you understand that some of the things that you may be doing may not be productive. However, I have some potential solutions that can really change the trajectory of your life. So automatically in advance, I want you to hit that 5-star button on your favorite platform. Second thing is, I want you to share this podcast. Share this podcast with someone that you know. Maybe you don't know them. Share this podcast, because guess what? Sharing is caring. And third, I want to hear from you. If this podcast or this particular upcoming episode has resonated for you or with you, I want you to do something for me. I want you to comment. I want to hear from you. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram, Natasha Paris 4, the number 4, the letter U, and or Facebook, Natasha Paris St. Amand, Empower You 2 podcast. And of course, we have our nonprofit organization, Girls Unapologetically Reaching Levels Successfully. So if you ever want to donate, we are here because we are inspiring not just women, not just men, but we are inspiring girls around not just the country, but around the world to becoming the best versions of themselves. So go to supportgirls, GURLS.org if you want to donate. So with that said, let's get ready, because this upcoming episode is about to change your life. You ready? Let's go. Hello, and welcome to the Empower You 2 podcast. I am your host, Natasha Paris, the empowerment strategist, as well as your resident therapist. And so I am excited. I hope you are doing exceptionally well and you've had a great week. And so what I want to do is I want to jump into episode 174. And the title of this episode is Don't Take It Personal, okay? Do not take it personal. What do I mean by that? I want to really free you. I want to free you emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually, because there is a thing that most people must know. That it is important that you don't take things personal. Because the truth is, most of the time, people's reactions, their words, or their attitudes towards us are not really about us. It really isn't. It's truly about what they are going through themselves. And so let's jump into episode 174, because this is a topic that I felt that the masses needed to know, because we take things so personal. It has a way of impacting how we live, how we move, what we internalize, and it really does a doozy on our mind and our spiritual growth. So let's jump right into this. So my question to you right now, have you taken things personal? Well, everyone's hands should be raised. Everyone's hand who, by the sound of my voice, can honestly say that they have taken things personal. Let's talk about why that happens. Well, as human beings, we truly are wired to seek approval and connection. So when someone snaps at us or talks out of the sides of their neck, yes, or criticizes us or pulls us away, our first thought is often, what did I do wrong? What's wrong with her? But 9 times out of 10, their behavior reflects their inner battles, their insecurities, their stress levels, their fears, or their pain. That, my friends, really teaches you how not to take it personal when you look at it with those glasses, with those lenses. That is not about you. It really is not. It is all about them, especially if you've not done anything to them. Okay, so this is what I often call projection. As a licensed clinician, there are people who, there's that saying that your boss yells at you and screams at you and you don't say or do anything back, right, towards the person that has hurt or criticized you. And then you come home and you yell at your spouse and you kick the cat. The cat is like, wait a minute, I was just minding my business. Why did you kick me? And of course, your spouse is looking at you like you have 5 heads and saying, what's up with you, right? It's not about what you did to them. It's about what we call projection. Think about it like this. When someone pours their frustration on you, they're holding a heavy bag that they don't want to carry. They're tired of carrying that bag of trauma, the bag of rejection, the bag of sadness. And let me say this, as a licensed clinician and even as a mother, a girlfriend, a family member, I know all too well what that looks like because I'm going to be honest, it happens to me quite often. It happens to me when people put out their baggages on me and they take it out on me, their frustrations, because I'm always so kind and so understanding. They think I won't be impacted. But it does something to you. It really does. And we'll talk about how not to absorb it in a moment. But this is truly what this is about. It's really about them not wanting to carry that bag. I've said it to many people and they were shocked about what that song meant. The song that Erykah Badu sings that says, bag lady, where you going with all those bags, carrying all those bags like that? Yes, right? To my backpack lady, come on, to my paper bag lady, all of those things. She is talking not about physical bags. She's talking about emotional bags. When they see you coming, they go off running. Because you are carrying so many bags and you don't want to hold on to it. So guess what? You take it out on someone else when they did not give you the bag, when they did not reject you. But yet, any inkling of rejection to you, you lash out. And so what am I saying to you, my friends? Instead of them putting it down in a healthy way, they drop it on whatever is closest. That is a family member that's closest to them, a friend that's closest to them. It often doesn't matter. It's not fair, but it explains why their words or actions can feel so sharp because you love them, you care about them, and you don't expect that type of behavior when you have reciprocated such love. Recognizing projection helps us to step back and see the situation for what it is clearly instead of internalizing it. Looking at that person with sad eyes and saying, hey, it's about them. It has nothing to do with me. For example, I met this woman who, when I was doing a consulting job and I was hired to really create a program, this woman had all this animosity towards me. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know her. But what I can honestly say, I found out that she had a level of insecurity that surpasses truly understanding. And guess what? Me being present brought out her insecurities. And so what she did was, instead of dealing with her insecurities and her fears, instead of dealing with it in a healthy manner, all she did was take it out on me. To a point where I said enough is enough, and I ended up leaving. I said, I'm good here. This is not worth my time, because I knew it had nothing to do with me. It had all to do with her. And so it's important to understand what that looks like and what that is. And it's called projection. And how important it is for us to know how not to absorb it, how not to internalize it in a way that impacts our emotional well-being, our mental health. So here are a few ways to practice not taking things personally. And these are things that I have honestly done because I had to change my perspective. I had to see it as, wait a minute, it's not you, it's her. First things first, number one is I want you to pause before reacting. I know we can snap back, because I know I can, and I know many individuals that will, right? I want you to pause. Just think about it before reacting. Ask yourself, is this really about me, or is this about them? Okay, that's the first thing. Second, this is a big one. I want you to build empathy. Remind yourself that they may be fighting a battle I cannot see. Because oftentimes, especially from a clinical perspective, you have people who have dealt with so much trauma even before they turned 16. And so their life was so full of trauma and really crazy events that as they grow older into adulthood, they see the world as a very dangerous place. They're very defensive. They immediately snap at you when it's not necessarily called for. And so when you understand that there are many people, honestly, who are dealing with a lot and they have unresolved grief, loss, hurt, pain, you begin to look at them with different eyes, with different lenses. And I say oftentimes that it's important for you to build a level of empathy. Feel sad for them. Because when you begin to feel sad for them, then you take the blame off of yourself and you say, I'm just going to pray for them. I am going to feel sorry for them. That, my friends, is a big one, feeling levels of empathy. Number 3, strengthen your boundaries. Remember I said enough is enough and I left because I understood that I had choices and that I should not be subjected by someone's hurt on a consistent basis, especially if I was working closely with them, right? So what does that mean when I say strengthen your boundaries? Just because you understand where they're coming from doesn't mean you have to accept the mistreatment. You don't have to accept it. You can say, I hear your frustration, but please do not take it out on me. State it. Say it loud and clear. And if they don't hear, don't actively do something about it, then you remove yourself from that situation. You have to set boundaries, because the thing is that if you allow the behaviors to continue despite their own issues, and you continue to be the punching bag, you will eventually lash out and forget everything that I just told you. Yes, absolutely. So it's important for you to understand that people will treat you as long as you allow them to treat you that way. They will treat you as long as you give in. And so it's important for you to state your point. And if they don't hear you, you remove yourself from that situation, because my friends, you do not have control over other people's behaviors and their responses. You only have control over your own. Okay? I want you to hear that. You only have control over your own emotions and behaviors. Number 4, anchor in your own worth. Oh my goodness. Yes. The stronger your sense of self, the less likely you'll be shaken by someone else's storm. The less likely you will be torn apart by their storm and their hurt and their pain. Because honestly, with that young lady, I had to say, oh, I know it has nothing to do with me, and I know who I am, and I know whose I belong to. And when you have a strong sense of self, you're less likely to be shaken by what they're doing to you. And if you don't have that strong sense of self and worth, then get some. Focus on you. Speak to yourself in the mirror, which I call mirror work. Say to yourself in the mirror, look into your eyes, which is considered to be the windows of your soul, and say, you matter. You are worth it. And let me tell you, they don't deserve the level of attention that you will give to them, because you are so concerned about how they treat you. So it's important for you to understand your worth. Okay? So those are the 4. Pause before reacting. 2, build a sense of empathy. Remind yourself that they may be fighting a battle that you cannot see. It's not your battle to fight. Number 3, strengthen your boundaries. Say what hurts, right? I hear your frustration, but please don't take it out on me. And if they don't actively hear you, guess what you do? Remove yourself from the situation. Number 4, anchor in your own worth. Stand 10 toes down, knowing that you are somebody and that you have not done anything to hurt them. Now, if you have, okay, but if you know deep down in your soul that you have been kind, respectful, empathetic, attentive, and they still give you their to kiss, well, you know it's not you, okay? And so it is so important, my friends, for you to shift in perspective. When you stop taking things personally, you stop giving away your peace. You stop giving away your peace, because your peace, you fought long, too hard to get your peace. And now you're going to give it away for free? No, you're not. You fought too long, too hard to get to where you are now, that you're just going to hand it over. You also realize that other people's opinions don't define you. They don't define you. That's why it's important to have a sense of worth, knowing who you are. If you don't know who you are, oh my goodness, open up that word for our Christian sisters and brothers. Open up that Bible, and it tells you 1,000 times that you are beautifully and wonderfully made. Yes. and that someone's opinions of you do not make you who you are. It doesn't define you. And also, their mood doesn't control your day. If they're angry and frustrated, you should not go down in the hole with them. Do not entertain it. When they go down, you go up, right? When they go low, you go high, right? That's the idea, is that you cannot be taken down with them. But instead of feeling attacked, my friends, you need to see a hurting person. You need to see them hurting. And sometimes that shift alone is enough to keep you grounded. When you're looking at them with the sad eyes, like, my goodness, I feel really bad that you are in this place. So, my friends, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts about that? Because I know I said in the beginning of this episode that I'm sure everyone has taken something personal, right? Because we're built like that. We're built for connection. We're built in some regards for approval. I hate to say it, but we are built for that. And so what I want you to do, the next time someone's words sting and their attitude feels heavy, pause and remind yourself, this isn't about me. Protect your peace, my friends. Protect your energy. And most of all, keep showing up as your authentic self, living, loving, laughing, and keeping yourself in an empowered place of positioning. So I want you to know, if you don't know by now, do not take it personal. Do not carry the bag that Erykah Badu talks about. Bag lady. Do not receive the bag and bring it home with you and unpack it on everyone around you. It is not healthy. It is not safe. It is not in the best interest of you. So with that said, I hope this episode really resonated with you, because if it did, I want to hear from you. I want to hear how this has made an impact. And of course, I want you to share this episode with at least 3 people, because let me tell you, you never know what people are going through, and you could be that vessel to support them through this podcast. So with that said, you know how I close. I want you to be empowered for greatness, because without greatness, there's no you. And without you, there's absolutely no greatness. Thank you, my friends. Look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Bye.